What's up, guys? Simply Yugioh, and we're coming at you with the deck profile of Inzektors from the match that we just played. So here we go. We have a triple centipede, obviously big engine of the deck. We need that. Triple ladybug, very important. Since Dragonfly and Hornet got hit, obviously one Gigamantis, and then obviously one Dragonfly and one Hornet. And that's it for the Inzektor monsters. I would say it's pretty self-explanatory why we would have those. Alright, and then for the rest of the monsters, we have Double Card Trooper, Mill Power, get your Inzektors in the grave, get the engine going, Double Tour Guide, and a Sangan. I don't run Night Assailant because sometimes you could just go Tour Guide into Sangan and get your Inzektors and then allure the other Tour Guide, or just Tour Guide and a Tour Guide and have a Sangan. There's a lot of options and I like to keep it open. One Maxi, you just gotta put it in there. Maxi is really important in this format with a lot of special summoning. It's just great to have it in there, just in case. Gores, OTK Stopper, and Dark Armed. You have so much control of the graveyard. It's very easy to get this guy out if he's in your hand, and he really punishes poor opponents who just overload the field, and then you just take him down with the Dark Armed.
So why aren't you running Card D? Because Mike Stibbins, the guy who won, he ran 2 Card D.
I like Card D, it's just that I just feel like it kind of slows the deck down too much. Like, I really like to just get the engine going and really just go into the big plays. Like, I know draw power is important, but as you'll see later, you have enough stall in the deck as to where you can draw regularly without Card D and still get your plays off.
That makes sense.
Alright, so that was it for the monsters. So on to the spells. We have Double Sword. Obviously, it's Inzektors, you need Double Sword. 3 MST and a Heavy. MSTs are important in this deck because sometimes you can MST your own stuff and it helps your plays go off, and then Heavy, obviously, it's a staple. Double Duality. This is important because you need to get Duality just to get those Inzektors in your hand, and it's really helpful just to get everything going. Double Lance. Some people don't run Lance, but I like it just because your monsters are kind of small, and sometimes it really helps to lance the opponent and just get over some of their bigger monsters.
Save Centipede from Bottomless.
Exactly. Burial, get Hornet in the Grave, obviously. And then Dark Hole, Allure, and Reborn. Just common staples. And then Allure is pretty important because sometimes you do need the draw power, and you might have an extra Ladybug or a Tour Guide, so you might as well choose Allure. So that's it for the spells. And then onto the traps, we have the Brigade. Pretty self-explanatory. I think the Brigade's pretty important.
What, do you still like Solemn Judgment with the like that? Because if you draw it first turn, you're pretty much forced to play it, and I know I don't like paying 4,000 life points to negate anything.
I understand what you're saying. This card has honestly saved me so many times, just for the sheer fact that your opponent's going for, like, say, BLS in the case that we just had, like Solemn It, like, it'll really, I don't know, I just feel like it saves you in a pinch, or they're like Heavy Storm or Dark Hole, like, this just really works, and I understand it's a big cost to pay half your life points, but it's really more valuable than you think it is in certain times, and that's why I like it. So, Triple Threading Roar.
This card's so good.
OTK Stopper, man. It's gotta save your Inzektors, and if you can save a Centipede for an extra turn, or a Dragonfly, then you're just gonna blow up their whole field, and it's not even fair. So Threading Roar really helps. Triple Call the Haunted, obviously. You have to get Dragonfly on the field if you want your plays to go through. So that's pretty self-explanatory. And then kind of a player's preference, I run 1 Torrential, just for the sheer fact that we run so many Call the Haunteds, and say you have Call the Haunted down, and then 1 Dragonfly on the field, and your opponent just totally overplays. It's like Torrential, then they have nothing on the field except for maybe 2 back row, and then you Call the Haunted Dragonfly, and you blow up their whole field. Like, it's not even fair.
Did you feel like Compulse was not necessary with, like, in this format with all the XYZs?
I know you're saying, like, Compulse is important, but I just feel like in this deck, you're blowing up so much with Hornet, or you're, going for Exostag and taking their monster. Like, it's really not that big of a deal if they have an Exceed on the field. I see where you're coming from, but that's just one of my preferences, and I'm not really too big on Compulse.
Alright, let's see the extra now.
Alright, so for the extra, we have Gachi Gachi, just in case you get double Ladybug on the field, you never know. Levier, it's important if your Dragonfly or Centipede gets banished. Zenmains, it's Zenmains, why not? Leviathan, it's important sometimes if you want to detach your Dragonfly immediately to get it in the grave and then call the Haunted it, and also you get a 25 beat from it, so that's really important. Acid Golem to get over big monsters. Tempo, I like this to get past Zenmains, it's really helpful. This card's kind of player preference, I just like it because it looks cool. But Black Ship of Corn gets past Zenmains. It, you know, I don't really know, but I just like it. It helps sometimes, so I have it in there.
A lot of room.
Yeah, a lot of room. Pappy and Maestroke, obviously, kind of staples in every extra deck. Abyss Dweller stops Sangan, stops Effect Veiler, stops Maxi, anything that activates in the grave, so really helpful. Tyrus and Adrius, just pretty common for Inzektors, rank 5, it's easy to go into. Exostag, you can take your opponent's monsters, it's great. Number 12, Crimson Shadow, it's really important to just keep your guy on the field, and then Guide Dragon, just to go over your rank 5s if you are out of Exceed materials. And that's it for the deck profile.
Alright, that was an Inzektor deck. That was in Chaos Dragon Inzektor's match.
Thanks, guys.